Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? I'm about to go there. I'm about to go there because I think that we need to have this discussion. And you're probably going to be like, "Why are you even talking about this?" It's because it was brought to my attention. And what was brought to my attention was a website called HMP. Yeah. I'll leave the link in the description box below. If you dare to look at it, go right ahead, be my guest, and then get back to me. Okay, so here's a question for you. Dear God, why am I even talking about this? What does human flesh taste like? Did you know that it has been revealed that we have a unique flavor to our flesh? And there was apparently, allegedly, I'm going to use that term lightly, an influencer, no, not me, who admits to eating part of their own knee in a spaghetti bolognese. Why are you trying to ruin Italian food? That is my question. What is wrong with you? So I did some digging and I was disturbed at what I found. I'm not going to lie. So I have an article that I'm going to read to you, and I'll leave the link in the description box below. In case you get, curious. But it reads like this: chicken, pork, and beef are all popular meat options around the world. Well, yeah. Go on. But there is a forbidden food that only a handful of people have dared to try, and that is human meat. But while cannibalism, that's disgusting, is widely accepted to be very wrong, because it is, have left curiosity get the better of them. Did you ever hear of the term curiosity killed the cat? Okay. An influencer from Spain, like I was saying, she's 20 years old. She admitted to cooking and eating part of her own knee in a spaghetti bolognese. Again, why are you touching Italian food and degrading it when spaghetti bolognese is a beautiful, bellissimo, okay, dish? She's not the only one to do this. One of the most famous instances of cannibalism being the German man who did away with and ate a voluntary victim in 2001. Okay, who would raise their hand and say, me, I want to be the one that you eat? No. Okay. So, what does it actually taste like? I dare to even want to know. But back in the 1920s, American adventurer William Seabrook set out to provide a detailed record of the societies that devour human flesh. Yummy. He even went so far as to taste it himself. Why, dude? Okay. He met with the Guerrero, and that's Guero people in West Africa, and wrote of his experiences in his book, The Jungle Ways, that was published in 1931. I'm surprised you lived to even write that book after eating human flesh, because my God. So he noted that the raw flesh looked like beef, but less red with pale yellow fat. And once it's cooked, it turned gray and smelled like beef. I could have gone the rest of my life without knowing that fact. As for the taste, he wrote, it was so nearly like good, fully developed veal that I think no person with a palate of ordinary normal sensitiveness could distinguish it from veal. Who here has eaten veal before? Raise your hand. Okay. I bet I could tell the difference, but I'm just saying. So his account is regarded as unreliable by many because he later confessed that the tribesmen refused to let him take part in their tradition. And he claimed that he made up for the disappointment, but by obtaining a chunk of flesh from the body of a patient in France and cooked it in a spit, like a, or is a spit like a grill or something? Uh, yeah. But experts regard his description as the most useful because most commentaries on cannibalism come from the criminally insane and are often contradictory. Did you ever see that movie Alive, where I think it was a soccer team when their plane went down and they, you know, yeah. So that's just what comes to mind. But anyway, so a German cannibal by the name of Armin Meiwes, Meiwes, insisted human flesh tastes like pork, but a little bit more bitter and stronger, while Japanese cannibal Issei Sagwa, uh, Sagawa, Sagawa, described it as tender and soft like tuna. Why am I getting hungry? The things that go through my head. So anyway, Sagawa, who took the life of a Dutch woman named Renee Hartvelt in 1981, said it had melted in his mouth like raw tuna at a sushi restaurant. For the love of everything that's beautiful in this world, why? Why? So the survivors of the 1972 Andes plane crash. This is what that movie Alive was based on. Okay, if you've never watched it, it's a fantastic movie. They were forced to eat their fellow passengers to survive, but insist that their accounts of the frozen flesh was flavorless. Survivor Nando Parado recalled, when I ate my first piece, it had no taste. I forced myself to swallow it without guilt because I was eating to live. Well, in that case, that, I mean, seriously, but if this is just like something that, you just eat this instead of beef, dude, no. Okay. I mean, okay. Last year, there was a Russian guy, Vladimir Nikolaevich Nikolayev. I know I said it wrong. Spoke out about how he ate human flesh for the first time in 1997. Why are we having this conversation? So he argued with a man stood near the door of his building, struck and killed him, and then dismembered his. Oh, for the love of God. It was only after taking off the man's head and limbs that he realized there was nothing stopping his curiosity to eat. All of a sudden, something struck me, and I thought I would try him. What do you just wake up one day and say, this is on the menu for today? So he said he didn't like the taste of it raw, so he ended up frying it. Did you add onions? It's just a question. So he also was accused of selling around 5 kilograms of human flesh at an open market, claiming it was kangaroo meat. Dude. Ugh. He was eventually caught after a woman noted the unusual taste and took it to a doctor for examination when it was discovered to contain human blood. For the love of God. Can you imagine? I can't. I don't want to anymore. This is making me sick. But due to the taboo nature of the act, few legitimate scientific studies have investigated the true taste of cooked human flesh. Human meat is rich in the highly pigmented protein myoglobin, which means it's fit for the general definition of red meat like beef. No, no, no. Not even on the same level. Sorry. In 2006, researchers at NEC System Technologies and MIE University developed a robot that can identify wine by its flavor, an electromechanical sommelier. Sommelier. But when reporters started putting their hands inside the bot's jaws, it determined them to be bacon and prosciutto, giving legs to a pork-like taste. What? Bacon and prosciutto. Holy hell. In 2014, a science journalist, Greg Foote, you have to have that kind of name, don't you, to even be mentioned in an article like this, had a piece of his muscle taken from his calf in order to investigate what it would taste like. Why on God's green earth? While he did not eat it, the biopsy was processed in the lab to get an idea of the texture before it was cooked up, and the resulting aromas were analyzed. I don't even want to know about aromas. He found that the muscle contained similar fibers to those found both in chicken breasts and some cuts of beef. On this of the smell of the cooked flesh, he said it actually smells nice. It's really meaty, a lot richer than pork or chicken. God's sakes. He added that it seems similar to beef and ale stew, ALE stew. In the UK and USA, there are no specific laws against cannibalism, or there ought to be. However, the acts which would see a person to get to place where they're able to eat someone are these include murder, which the one guy, the Mewis, was convicted of, the theft of human tissue and preventing a lawful burial. Despite this, conflicting accounts of its flavor, some experts say that cannibalism could be a solution to climate change. Why go there? Why, dude? Okay, they're already trying to force us to eat flip-flop and crickets and mealworms, and now you're saying, just eat your neighbor. The hell? I mean, then in 2019, a Swedish scientist, Professor Magnus Magnus Soderlund, suggested dead bodies would be more sustainable than meat and dairy industry or even eating insects if food sources became scarce in the future. He also claimed that conservation about taboos of cannibalism can change over time, that people can be tricked into making the right decision. Making the right decision. I'm going to stick, you know what? I'm going vegetarian. So on this website, HMP, there's actually a donors list, and I'm not even going to go there because you know what? I'm a huge fan of like Jared Leto. He's one of my favorite actors, okay? I'm not going to be eating any Jared Leto, sausage, or that came out wrong. But anyway, it's just something that you just don't dive into, man. That's just, that's when people become vegetarian. Give me a cucumber any day. Give me a salad any day. How about some veggie stir fry over some white rice and some soy sauce with sesame oil, rice wine vinegar, a little bit of sugar, and some red pepper flakes to make that really good sauce that I always make when I make dumplings, steamed dumplings, and that's where it's at. But I'll go on. So you can register your choices. You can make a donation. You can, there's privacy and consent, and there's a donor list. Check it out. Have fun. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Try to.